difficulties going on right now, guys. But hopefully we shall be syncing up very shortly.
There is a strong possibility that we may have just been talking to no one for the last 40 minutes.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, it might be. So that's unfortunate. I'm not good at this job, apparently. Well, I'm going to be late for our get-together later today. That's unfortunate. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast. Jesus goddamn Christ. This job is hard. I apologize, everyone. We're a little bit late in that case.
Wait. Guys, no lies. We've been talking for 43 minutes. And now we just realized we haven't been on air for 43 minutes. Hi, I'm Sat Niangi. Here on the Saturday, it's Sat E Day. We did a review of SmackDown. I promise you, I had the whole notes. I did some jokes, which I can't recreate now. Yeah, this is fun.
This is the last time that they leave me in charge of doing this. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right, so please get in your Ultrachats at WrestleTalk.com/support. We'll read out the ones that we've read already. Yeah. We'll read them again. Oh my God.
We had a dark review, guys. We had a dark review. We've been reviewing the whole time. We did Ultrachats. We had jokes. He scissored me. Scissor me, Tempest, you temptress. Scissor me. Oh, we did all of that before. So I guess we've been practicing like a certain person was practicing in their press conference.
Too soon. Livid with myself. God damn.
Don't be livid. Solo Sikoa, that is the talk of the town.
Yeah. All right. Jam that jam. 3, 2, 1.
Beer 52.
Yeah.
That's a sponsorship.
And take 2. Welcome everybody to this episode of the WrestleTalk podcast. I'm your host Tempest, who's not good at his job, and I'm joined by the wonderful Sat Niangi. Thank you for joining me, Sat. We did a whole thing. He's like gonna be at LIW and stuff.
Yeah, I want to be in LIW. We did all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. Literally talked for 40 goddamn minutes about these shows. We went through all of SmackDown. We were halfway through Rampage just had no idea that there was just no show going.
This whole time, we saw comments happening. We thought, oh, you guys are interacting with us, but you guys were interacting with each other, saying, where is the show? The show's been here the whole time, we promise you. But yeah, we're going to do this again. Yes.
Yep. So, again, get your Ultrachats into WrestleTalk.com/support. We'll read out all the ones that are $5 and above before the end of the show. This stream, of course, is sponsored by Beer 52. I apologize, Beer 52. You're getting a raw deal in this one. Make sure, of course, that you click the description and the top pinned comment in the comments there. They will be redirecting you to beer52.com/WrestleTalk, where you can get 8 free craft beers. All you have to do is pay for I always get that part wrong. Shipping and postage. You get 8 lovely craft beers. They are the drink of choice in the office. Anytime that we decide that we want to drink, we will always go with Beer 52 at our convenience because it is lovely. And what better way to listen to a podcast that is going for the second time than with a Beer 52? So make sure that you go to beer52.com/WrestleTalk to get your 8 free craft beers, only paying for shipping and postage. So I guess we'll get into the main talking point of this show again. We're going to be talking about Solo Sikoa, who made his debut on WWE TV on this show. And yeah, what we'd like to see from him. Hot damn, I'm frazzled.
No. But the thing, because we talked about it before, we can pick up the talking points much quicker this time because we practiced it off camera. We did. We practiced it.
Oh my God. I had somewhere to be after this. And now we're just going to do a whole other show. Goodness me. So, yes, Solo Sikoa was on this show. And we had Sami Zayn and the Usos come out and they introduced Solo Sikoa. Sami Zayn tried to talk about being a young Uso.
Yeah, honorary young
and
Uso.
Jey Uso was having absolutely none of it. Goodness me. It's going to take a while for me to get my wind back after all of this. Solo Sikoa then came out, said he was the street champion, said that he's there to stay, and then Drew McIntyre came out, chair in hand, hit the midsection of Solo Sikoa, and then he went to go and hit him in the back. Sami Zayn pushed him out of the way, took the bullet for Solo Sikoa, which adds so much to this storyline already. And then this led to Drew McIntyre challenging Solo Sikoa to a match. And this match then took place in the main event. Before that, we got backstage segments where Sami Zayn was saying, hey, man, I've got your back, Oos. I've got you. Solo Sikoa was like, hey, man, I appreciate it. And they kind of had a thing going. Jey Uso was not vibing with any of this, was like, man, and Sammy's like, what? I'm being a nice guy.
And then Jimmy's like, it ain't about you guys, it's about him.
It was about Solo Sikoa on this evening and on this podcast as well, as we then got Drew McIntyre and Solo Sikoa in the main event. Not a lot to the match, of course. It was fine, but the majority of the action was taking place outside the ring, it seemed. Solo Sikoa got hit with a move, sent to the outside. The Usos tried to get involved at different points. Sami Zayn tried to get involved at different points. And the Street Profits came out to negate that. I don't know if I like that, because I don't know that I need to see the Street Profits and the Usos again. But c'est la vie. It looks like we'll probably get that match at some point.
No, please. They need like some, this is when the draft needs to happen. Do a draft so both guys go. Then again, the Usos can go on both shows. They need to keep Street Profits away from the title scene. It's nothing that they've done wrong. It's just that this match has been run down to the ground. And we want to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn challenge for the title. Or at least the new and improved Viking Raiders. Or at least Imperium. There's so many now new tag team. Heck, even Hit Row. Put them inside against the Usos. Just make it new, different. Because one of the reasons we're happy with Triple H being in charge is we don't have to do rematches 10,000 times. They've wrestled each other enough. They should do a stipulation where they never touch again until the Usos lose the title. That's always a great stipulation to have.
They always adhere to that stipulation every single time, in fact. But yes, this match led to Solo Sikoa getting hit with Claymore, getting knocked out of the ring, and then Drew McIntyre was choked out. The lights were also choked out as this went to black and white. Very strange.
Right? I thought my screen went black and white. I was like, what's going on there? I was like, Tempest, your screen gone down as well? And he goes, yeah, man. And I was like, oh, why is it coincidental? Oh, wait, no. Why is it black and white? Why?
Because Karrion Kross has magic powers over colors, apparently.
Oh, someone can make a joke. He has dull colors matching his personality. LOL, just kidding.
That's mean.
No, that's not me. That's the certain part of it. Listen, I speak for all fan bases except for the toxic ones. Some fan base likes him. I like his spooky promos. I like what he brings to the table. He brings something different. Other people think he's boring. I like his promos. TikTok, Mr. McIntyre, TikTok. TikTok.
He's a snake.
No, it's the sound of time we established that's the sound it makes because the hourglass doesn't tick or talk.
It doesn't
Good
tick
time.
or yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Do you want me to do an ultra chat, the Solo Sikoa ultra chat, and you can send a certain person a message that you're going to be late? Do you want to do that?
No.
Yeah?
It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't believe my own stupidity. Genuinely.
You ain't stupid. No, because we legit started the camera, countdown, the two screens. We thought we were good, we were ready to go, and we didn't know we were live. We legit did a whole, we call it After Dark.
Yeah, we don't have another show that's called that at all. But of course, the main talking point is what we would do and what we would like to see with Solo Sikoa, because this is a new character that has been added to this storyline that has been going on for like 2 years now. And at times, this storyline has felt very stale. Now, of course, Sami Zayn and his involvement has been a real injection of life back into this storyline. But now we have another character. So what we would like to see from that, I personally would like to see him be as another singles competitor in this crew. Something that is different from Roman, but is something that we haven't been able to do with either of the Usos really at all through this, except for at the very beginning when Jey Uso was main event Jey Uso and he was by himself. Yeah. That was really cool, but as long as the Usos are both on screen together, we have not yet had that. You can't really have either of the Usos be singles guys while they are together.
Or tag champions.
Or the tag team champions, which they've been for 400 and a million days. But it's just WWE's prerogative to keep them together because they are one of the most decorated teams that they have.
Well, part of the conversation we had is like, I wanted Gunter to still be Intercontinental Champion because I feel like he's doing such a great job. And any man that should beat him should be Sheamus because it's been established that they've got a great rivalry, and that match they had at Clash has giving people an appetite to see another 5-star match from both guys. So I suggested that Bobby Lashley, who's been doing well as United States champion, he can quite possibly lose to Solo Sikoa, because as we know, the Bloodline, they trump brand extensions. They go to any brand they want to go to. And Solo Sikoa, who seems to be like the heavy, the bad luck Fale of the group, he's the heavy of the group. So he can go up against...
solid New Japan reference.
Right? He can go against Lashley. So I was thinking Solo Sikoa, US champion, the Bloodline's got another title in the group.
I think that, again, is a very good idea. I don't know how tied everybody is to which titles are on which shows. And of course, with SmackDown being the show that I review, or try to every month or every week, I would, of course, prefer to see Walter and the Intercontinental Championship stay on the show that I'm reviewing. But I would very much like to see Solo Sikoa end up with a championship. I think he's a perfect, like, mid-card champion at this point. I don't know that we'll see him beat Bobby Lashley, but I think that would be a very good step for him.
And it would be a great way to end what has been a good reign for Bobby Lashley as United States champion. So definitely, I would like to see Solo Sikoa possibly being the one to end it, because at the moment it seems like it could be either Ciampa or it could be, you know, Solo Sikoa if our trajectory plan goes really, really well.
Yep.
But in the meantime, I could see him being like what Rhea Ripley is to Judgment Day, which is that heavy that just takes people out left, right, and center. He can be like that, you know, that silent assassin type to, you know, to counteract the Usos. He can be Roman Reigns' personal, you know, insurance policy.
Yes, and we had a number of Ultrachats that had similar thoughts to this, which we may have already read at some point, but now we'll read again because, of course, we're not going to just take your money and not read the comments, having already looked at them. That would be madness. So, of course, get your Ultrachats in to WrestleTalk.com/support, and we'll read out all the ones that are $5 and above before the end of the show. Like the one from Charles Berg that said, frankly, I hope they use a character I've always wanted to see. I want him to be sort of a hitman whose sole purpose is to hurt and injure people. He's not there to win. He's there to weaken. A wrestler who doesn't care about his victory, only Romans.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That's what we've been pitching, because it makes them slightly different from the Usos, because the Usos, right now, they're kind of being weakened from how many times that Drew McIntyre's beaten them up. So you need a fresh character. And I think Solo Sikoa right now is earned that clout to be the guy for Roman to watch his back.
Yeah, my only issue with this idea is WWE currently is in the process of trying to reteach the fans that wins and losses do matter. That the results of matches and the results of actions do have consequences. And I think that this character is a very good one, but it is very difficult to tell the story of this character when you are also trying to tell people that wins and losses do matter. So if you've got one guy who doesn't care about wins and losses, that's a very mixed message and can kind of get lost. It won't have the same impact that it could have at a later point in the future.
Well, I can't argue with that. Wins and losses should matter.
Yeah, and Kevin also says, I would have preferred Solo to have a win against a mid-carder in his debut, then have a competitive match with Drew at Extreme Rules, maybe with a stip, and then Drew faces Cross at Crown Jewel. I think it would have been a good way to build up Solo. I agree with this. I don't know who everybody would face in this scenario, but just as it's laid out there, I think that would be very good. Give everybody more wins and just more time to be built up.
One of the things I realized is because of the disqualification right now, Solo Sikoa and Drew McIntyre do have unfinished business. Is it going to be a classic Vince McMahon cage match or another rematch Extreme Rules? Or is it going to be Drew facing Karrion Kross at Extreme Rules? Or will they save that for Crown Jewel? There's so many options.
There are so many options with this, and I think that is a big benefit of what WWE has really been doing since Triple H took over, where we've got all of this, and again, Kevin Owens is on Raw, and he's still a part of this storyline. He's just kind of a fringe part of it right now. He could pop in and be involved in any of this at any point. Anytime. There's just so many options for things to do. I really like that. So with that being said, we'll get into the rest of your Ultra Chats before we get out of here. WrestleTalk.com/support. Send in your Ultra Chats. We'll read out all of them from SmackDown and Rampage and everything that you want to talk about. They're $5 and above before we get out of here today, which who knows when that's going to be now, because gosh darn it. This show opened with a bloody brilliant 6-man tag team match, that being Imperium, the fully formed Imperium, complete with almost perfect music. It's new music, but it's new kind of old new music.
Yeah, new old new.
Yeah.
It's new old new. Instead of dun 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 Gonta The ring general, bam, bam, and then Gunther coming out to Walter's old jacket because, like I said, the jacket was free flowing. I said free flowing earlier today. I'm just regurgitating all things I said before. He's like, I'm in Groundhog Day. He said that before. So yeah, Gunther's back to wearing black trunks. Imperium's in black trunks, and then you had got the Brawling Brutes. You've got Pete Dunne looking more like Pete Dunne-esque, but it's brute. You know, he's butch. So the match was great.
Yep.
It established Giovanni Vinci. I think that's the guy that needs to be established because not a lot of people watch NXT 2.0 or even watch probably the original NXT. So that was the introduction to Giovanni Vinci besides the PLA Lee. But the match was good. Imperium bomb, 1, 2, 3. But also the crowd reaction for Sheamus was incredible. This guy's been having banger after banger after banger after banger after banger from me, dating back to when he won the US title against Riddle at WrestleMania. So I'm glad that the fans finally see it because they were stuck with the old perception of Sheamus when he was that goody two-shoes babyface Irish stereotype that Vince McMahon was prodding along, a John Cena 2.0 kind of character, or when he used to be King of the Ring with that stupid hat he used to wear, or League of Nations Sheamus. So Sheamus has had many iterations where fans were not happy. He's the same guy that beat Daniel Bryan in 9 seconds, wherever it was. So
18 seconds.
18 seconds. And he won Royal Rumble over Chris Jericho. So there's been many reasons for people not to like Sheamus. But in recent years, while a lot of people have midlife crisis, Sheamus has been having banger of matches in his 40s.
Yeah, I mean, this match was really special because, again, this match and this feud is like the best thing that's ever happened to Sheamus. Every single time they got in the ring together, people cheered. And now at any point, you could always go back to this match and people are going to be excited, which is not shocking considering everybody kind of knew Sheamus versus Walter was going to be great. Right. And then it was. This is such good news for Sheamus. I don't know how many of those type of matches he would like to have.
Dude is in his 40s, I said. Like, he's welts.
Considering he's got very pale skin and would, you know, he's going to have a harder time than most after a match like that. But that being said, I think it was by far the best match of Sheamus's career.
It was.
And I think a lot of people would agree with that, considering the reaction that he continues to get. And
well, that is Seattle. I want to shout out Seattle. They were a great crowd for SmackDown. They're the kind of energetic crowd that you pray for, and they were incredible. They reacted to the right things and the right moments. So shout out to Seattle. You guys were great.
Yeah, very good crowd from Seattle. They got yelled at later.
And Braun Strowman also, you know, he got a great reaction the past couple of days he's been back. So yeah, everything's been going well.
Absolutely. I mean, I really enjoyed this match. This match was designed seemingly to get Giovanni Vinci over as Ludwig Kaiser's tag team partner. They hit the Imperium bomb, and now there's another tag team that's available in the SmackDown tag division. There's lots of stuff that they could do here. That's all very good stuff. We then got a lot of different Sami Zayn and Usos, all those segments that we've already spoken about. That was during this next portion of the show. And then we got a tag team match pitting Aliyah and Raquel against Toxic Attraction, the match that we were supposed to have in the tournament, but didn't happen due to injury, some sort of injury.
Who got injured? It was so vague. They left the match, you know, they had to, like, you know, throw in the towel because someone got injured. But who got injured, we don't know, but they're back. They're back.
But it appears that they're just going to be on SmackDown now. I don't know if this is a more regular thing, but it might be. It was just a match. There wasn't a whole lot to it. You know, this was at the very least a win to give to Raquel and Aliyah before their match against Io Sky and Dakota Kai on Raw. I don't know if they're going to win that match. I would have to think that Io Sky and Dakota Kai will win the tag team titles, at which point I will wonder what the point of any of this was.
I know the point is to push Raquel and Aliyah, at least get more people pushed at the same time. It doesn't have to be the same 4 or 6 women. It was the additional women. And I feel like Aliyah's stock has gone up since winning the tag titles. She's looking decent in the ring. And Raquel Gonzalez has been hitting a Tiana bomb like she means business, and that twisting corkscrew Vader bomb she's doing, she looks more adequate in the ring. So I feel like at least 2 people got pushed out of it, and they've had a nice mini title reign. Even if they lose the title, it's not like they won the title, lost it next week. They won the title, defended it a couple of times, or had a few matches. They look good, and now they're gonna lose it. It's okay. But you also had an idea about a certain person turning heel afterwards.
Yeah, I look at this and I think because the report was that they won the titles because they wanted to push Raquel. I think if that's the case, then you're more than likely probably going to see them break up and have Raquel, because I think Raquel just works better as a heel than a babyface anyway.
The surgical, she needs to get that smile surgically removed.
Yeah, tell me about it. Like, I think if you see them lose the titles, then Raquel probably just beats up Aliyah and breaks up their team.
That means it means more. Would you have cared if they lost the semifinals or whatever? You'd be like, whoa.
I mean, personally, I don't really care that much either way.
It didn't do anything for you.
It's done nothing for me. Like, I really think you needed to rehab these tag titles, and putting them on Aliyah is not the way that I would have done it.
Burn, she's Canadian, like you.
Yeah, I was in that crowd in Toronto. They didn't care either.
What?
Sorry. You know, it's rough, but like, I think if you're just going to end up with the titles back on Io Sky and Dakota Kai, there was no real reason to not just put the titles on them in the first place. I could be wrong, might not be the direction that we're going in, but that's how I'm seeing it from where I am currently. They won this match. It was short. They didn't really mess up too much. It was a match. It was fine.
It was a match. That's what I like to use. When a match, nothing's going on, it was a match, or it was an angle.
It was an angle. It was a match. This then led to WWE possibly throwing some shade at AEW, maybe shooty, where Michael Cole was discussing the Ronda Rousey Adam Pearce situation from last week and said that all of this wasn't handled internally and not done out in public, and I can't remember what his exact terminology was, but there was a lot of wording
language
here yeah, there's a lot of language that's been used in a lot of the news stories this week. Yes.
Yeah, it was a subtle shade. It was subtle and it was wonderful. Didn't hit me over the head. Nearly missed it. Until I went, wait, they said something about unprofessional, internally, done in public. What's been done in public? What's been unprofessional? What's been an executive getting their ass whipped by a wrestler?
You all know. You've seen the news.
You've seen us on the news. By the way, written by this guy. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. I do not need more credit today. But this led into Ronda Rousey's match, that being the fatal 5-way elimination match for the number 1 contendership for Liv Morgan SmackDown Women's Championship. That was Ronda Rousey versus Natalya versus Xia Li versus Lacey Evans versus what was the last one?
You said Xia Li, Sonya, Lacey, and the boat, Natalya,
and Ronda Rousey. I said them in a weird order, and then I forgot.
It was five. It was five
people.
Oh yeah.
You just keep saying Natalya.
Natalya. She counts for most of them.
It's actually an 8-way match.
It is
for Natalya's.
And also Lacey Evans, when she came out, my heart nearly sank because I thought, oh no, they're making her baby face again. But no, she slapped her butt. She's like, nope, kid, kiss this booty. She works better as a heel, and I like it. She's better as a heel, not trying to get people to beg, to cheer her and stuff like that. She's more natural. She gives off that energy of like she doesn't like people. She like using the N-word so much. You nasty, you nasties, you nasties. She loves using that.
Yeah, that N-word.
That N-word, the nasties.
They're the only one.
That only one exists.
This match wasn't really much of anything either. It was Ronda Rousey quickly eliminating Natalya with a submission, and then immediately afterwards, Ronda and Sonya both locked in submissions on Xia Li and Lacey Evans, and they both tapped out. And then Ronda and Sonya had a quick back and forth, and Ronda then tapped her out as well. Liv Morgan was watching on from the skybox. And then, backstage, you had Ronda Rousey being congratulated by Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is dejected because she didn't win at Clash of the Castle. And Ronda says, listen, I know you're disappointed, but there's one thing better than winning, and that's revenge. Let me know when you want to break bones and run this show again. And it seems like we're going to be getting the old Shayna Baszler back. I don't know what path they're going to take with these two, whether they're going to be a team, whether they're going to be opponents, whether they're going to be a team and then opponents. I think eventually we're going to get Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. I think maybe at WrestleMania or something like that. That's a big match that they can build to, but maybe we'll see a really fun tag team title run out of them at some point.
That's all great points that I was going to mention in slightly different variation. But yeah, no. But I love the fact that we talked about this earlier, legit. And then I love that you're regurgitating it because it sounds like a great idea. I do feel like doing a storyline where Ronda creates the monster in Shayna that eventually turns on her would create a great storyline. But when they go to WrestleMania, that depends if Becky Lynch is not well enough. Because I still feel like the money match is going to be Becky Lynch versus Ronda. Because in my mind, they want to do a great women's match, especially if you're bringing a Rock back. You're thinking you want to have a mainstream star like Ronda Rousey facing their biggest star besides Bianca Belair, which is Becky Lynch.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't dislike that. You could do this match at like the Royal Rumble, perhaps.
Bingo. Yeah,
it doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. If you can get Becky Lynch in and do Ronda and Becky, I'm not upset with that one bit.
He's not upset with that one bit.
Not even one little bit.
Not even one solitary second.
No. So this then led into a big 8-man tag as Hit Row and the Street Profits took on Los Lotharios and the other guys, Maximum Male Models. That's what their names are.
Mansoor.
And
Massey.
And before this match, in a digital exclusive segment, it appeared that we got some sort of a tease with Max Dupree saying, "You need to get through the day in order to make it to the night." Yeah. Possibly a tease of the return of LA Knight.
But how would they storyline explain the guy known as Max Dupree, who's got a sister named Maxine Dupree, who's got a mum named Maxine Dupree, who's got a dad named Maxwell Dupree? How'd you explain that Max Dupree all of a sudden is now LA Knight, yeah?
LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah?
It's like Adam Cole, baby. It's
yeah,
LA Knight,
baby. Yeah, dummy. Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't use dummy in WWE, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They have been focusing a lot more on making sure that gets covered. Like, they're not just being like, Pete Dunne's not just Pete Dunne because everybody wants him to be Pete Dunne. He needs it's a transition from what we've been shown into what's going to happen. I am sure at some point he will probably be known as Pete Dunne again, but it's all a transition. Everything has been like a story so far. So I don't know how he ends up being LA Knight again, but
I feel like it's I feel like it's easier to make Butch beat Pete Dunne because it's already been established. Butch is his nickname. Pete Dunne is his name. On his birth certificate, on his kayfabe birth certificate, because Pete Dunne's not his real name either. Mm-hmm. But yes, with Max Dupree, we established that he has money. His name's Dupree. How'd you get there? Unless you have a hybrid. Max Dupree, yeah.
Oh, goodness me, I'm tired. I needed a coffee today, and I never had one. I've been up since 5 a.m. Might have something to do with it. This of course, was a fairly fun 8-man tag. It wasn't, again... There wasn't a whole lot to the match. Like, there weren't, like, you know, they didn't have people getting cut off and then fighting for their comeback. It was fairly short. They all tried to hit dives to the outside, but they would continue to cut each other off. Eventually, Angelo Dawkins hit his dive, and Top Dollar went to go and hit his, but Maxime Dupree got on the apron and blocked him. B-Fab pulled her off the apron, and then Max Dupree got in her face. Top Dollar hit him with a kick, caught Mansoor as he came off the top rope, transitioned him over into his side slam, and then tagged in Ashante the Adonis, and they hit the heavy hitter for the win. I really enjoyed this finish of this match, and I think this sort of match does a lot for the NXT. Goodness me.
They are NXT people, though.
They are NXT people. And the SmackDown tag team division, which has needed more teams in it, and now, like, there's still, like, the New Day and the Viking Raiders and teams that we didn't see on this show. Nah. Like, they've got plenty of tag teams on SmackDown now, and not bad teams either.
Are you saying the tag team division is stacked?
I might, in fact, say that, yeah.
Oh, look at that. So it's no longer going to be like rematch of Mania every single time. But I want to say that Angelo Dawkins, for me, was a standout in this match. He's been a standout the last couple of months because he's been reading people's comments. People saying, oh, Street Profits should break up. Montez Ford should be world champion. And they call him the Marty Jannetty. He refuses to be the Marty Jannetty of the group. That's why he stopped wearing a shirt. He's got himself in a decent shape. He's doing flips, guys. He's doing flips. When a guy's doing flips, you have to cry for help to let you know that he's just as good as the other guy that does flips. He's not doing frog splashes yet, but he's doing everything else that Montez is doing. He goes, anything you can do, I can do just as well, slightly below, but I can still do it. So yeah, Montez, Angelo Dawkins, shout out to him for training with, the Boat Natalia and Tyson Kidd, getting himself in great shape, having good matches. Because the stand-up match with Seth Rollins, that was a good match to prove and show himself. He did well.
Yeah, he's done a very good job this summer. I think really when I first noticed it was like around Money in the Bank, where they had their great match together, and Angelo Dawkins absolutely pulled his weight. Like, he is a performer. He is a talent. And he's not just the other guy that is stapled to Montez Ford by any means.
Yes. So give him his flowers. Don't make him do a Sheamus where he has to be in his 40s before he gets his flowers. Gosh.
And this SmackDown was capped off with the Alpha Academy coming out to tell Seattle that they don't have a basketball team. Boo.
Shush, please.
Shush. So stupid.
You don't like it?
It's fine.
It's better than Shorty G. Anything.
Well, yeah. That's a low bar to clear, too. Just seeing them come out with a shirt that says shush. I can't get past the shirt.
Really?
The shirt is so dumb. To me, it's on the list of like the dumbest wrestling shirts.
Shush. Sheesh, please. And then Braun Strowman came out, did the power bombs. You rated the power bombs out of Liger bombs.
Yeah, for real. Because Chad Gable got power bombed. Otis got like most of the way power bombed.
Okay.
It's still very impressive. It is about as much a power bomb as you're going to see Otis get hit with, but his back was like parallel to the mat.
Basically, it was a reverse sunset flip in his eyes.
Oh yeah, that's what it was, eh? Oh, it was like when Batista used to like try and powerbomb the Undertaker, and he'd get him up like halfway and then powerbomb him. It's like it still looks cool, he'd still pop for it and everything, but not all the way. But a good SmackDown, I thought, as we review it. I've reviewed this show 3 times now today.
Okay, are we still live? Just to make sure, because he did his 3 times and he'll lose his freaking mind and chuck his mask away. We're live, right, guys? We're live, pals. Are we live?
We're live,
still on?
pal.
Yes.
We're
Send me a
live.
message.
We're
Let me know
live.
you're live. Thumbs up.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
saying yes.
yeah. Brandon said yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Brandon?
Shout out to you, Brandon. You didn't make the biggest mistake behind this table this week.
Mod brother Brandon, what's up? Okay, this is Rampage. The show you've been waiting for.
I was wondering how long you were going to go.
No.
Thankfully, we didn't get very far into a review of Rampage, so most of this will be uncharted territories for us. This opened, of course, with the first round match in the AEW World Championship tournament thing that they've got going on here, with Sammy Guevara taking on Darby Allin. This, I thought, was a good match. They, of course, have a lot of history and chemistry dating back to their time at Revolution 2020, a match that I was there for live, one of the better 5-minute matches that I've ever seen. I really enjoyed that one, and I enjoyed this match as well. There were some really fun spots, like Darby Allin went for his dive and Sammy Guevara caught him into a cutter. I thought that was really clean. And Sammy Guevara managed to hit his double springboard cutter, and he really had to balance there for a second on the top rope, which is just unbelievable every time I see it. Reminded me of that really famous clip of like Sabu doing his springboard off the chair, stands on the rope, and he stands there for like seconds, like holds it for a second,
like
catches his balance, and then like I would lose my mind if I saw something like that live. But this match was fine. Only problem to me is the excessive amount of interference that we're seeing in a lot of AEW matches these days, because this not only saw constant interference from Ty Mello, which again is fine if the interference is thwarted and then the good guy wins. Bingo. Or at a pay-per-view they then get thwarted by some babyface. I've not seen that happen.
Nope.
And I'm kind of just tired of watching a lot of these matches that are just going to be guaranteed to have interference, because it was not only her, but also Anna JAS, who we still are trying to figure out why she's in the group. Like, what
is the purpose?
What is the purpose of Anna J being in the Jericho Appreciation Society?
And as I was saying before we found out we weren't live, I was like, the only group that was able to manage to have women, multiple women in one group, was the Four Horsemen, the 1995-96 iteration of the group, which had Miss Elizabeth, Deborah McMichael, and Woman. And each of the women in the group, they served a purpose. Woman was with Benoit, Deborah was with Steve McMichael, and Miss Elizabeth was with Ric Flair. So they had their assigned guys, and they kind of gelled together properly. And we haven't seen Anna Jay gel properly, because she seems to be hanging out more with Daddy Magic and Cool Hand. That they seem to be a group, but they haven't really established that on television yet. So she just comes across as the add-on to Tay and Sammy Guevara.
I forget she's in the group half the time.
Me too.
Honestly.
And I said they missed out the opportunity of putting her inside the Jungle Boy storyline. Imagine if Anna Jay getting chokeslammed by Luchasaurus. That would have been a great heat spot. But no, she's in the group with her best mate, just holding her best mate's bag while she kisses her partner, which gives him Popeye spinach energy, which I like that line from Jericho. It's like Popeye spinach. That's how they kiss each other.
I liked the moment with Jericho later on this show, but it didn't have as much to do with him. This match again was fine. There was a lot of interference, and then behind the referee's back, because he was distracted, Sammy hit a low blow on Darby Allin and then hit the go to hell for the win.
Go to hell.
I thought Darby Allin was going to win this match, and he didn't. I thought Darby Allin and Jon Moxley would have been like a really cool kind of full circle match to have, because they, of course, wrestled during Jon Moxley's first AEW World Title run.
You got the knowledge. You remember stuff like that. Yeah, I remember them wrestling before. I even remember them teaming up as the trios for a bit before the Blackpool Combat Club.
It was the two of them and Yeah, there's the two of them. Will Hobbs was in that for like a week. Yeah.
The Book of Hobbs. We're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually gonna get to that this time. But yeah, a solid match. Sammy Guevara wins and will face Jon Moxley in the next stage of this
Who's
tournament.
gonna win? Who?
I can't imagine it.
Sammy Guevara's gonna go all the way and win the title. What? And face MJF.
You know,
Two of the pillars. Talk about pillars. You know, he beat one pillar, which is Darby Allin. He's got another pillar. Pillar.
Subvert expectations. No one would see it coming, and therefore it is good.
Everyone who said it first. This guy without a mask. Sat the Hat
Niangi. Oh goodness. Yeah, and we had Samoa Joe came out. I miss Samoa Joe so much. He's one of the guys that I've just like basically forgotten was in AEW at a point. And granted, he was off TV with an injury and he was filming movies and being a big star in Hollywood and all that sort of thing. That being said, I was just like, oh yeah, Samoa Joe. I really am just excited to see Samoa Joe wrestle like half of this roster, and I haven't really seen it yet, mostly because he was a little occupied with Jay Lethal forever.
Wait, there's nothing wrong with Jay Lethal. The feud was okay. Is it the Satnam Singh connection that people are not happy with?
Not terribly. I don't know. I would like to see Samoa Joe have had a lot more cool matches in AEW than he's had, unfortunately.
I remember the match he had with Adam Cole for the Owen Hart, Cup. So
that was solid.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
But there's also rumors that Samoa Joe would have now broken down. He's not wrestling like Samoa Joe of old. He's not the same guy. He's the years of hard-hitting matches, jumping off, hitting your back on staircases, doing the drop kick.
Madman. Craziest spot of all time.
People say that was the downfall of Samoa Joe in terms of what he's going through today was because of that.
Don't do that. Don't take a diving drop kick, flat back bump onto stairs.
Yeah.
Madman. Absolute madman. But anyway, he comes out and he cuts a promo and he's quickly interrupted by Smart Mark Sterling, who has Tony Nese and Josh Woods with him, and said that Josh Woods saved his life on Dynamite. And as a result of that, Josh Woods should have a shot at the ROH TV title. Former champion he is. I'm sure that Josh Woods and Samoa Joe will have a fun match. I keep forgetting that Josh Woods is in this company now, too.
Are you hinting that there's too many guys in this company?
Oh, I would never say such a thing, Sat. Might need another hour or two of TV time. I also do not recommend.
Or probably need another wrestling company they can wrestle in. Wait.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Let's put Ring of Honor back on TV and have everybody wrestling.
That sounds like a great idea. I wonder what they're doing with that.
Yeah. I don't know, but that match was confirmed for next week. It'll be for the ROH TV title. Should be a lot of fun. I love Samoa Joe. We then got Miro saying that he snuck the devil out and his gold is on a lesser man. He asked why he's not in the tournament and says to belt up the Redeemer. I concur. Put a belt on this man now.
Why is he not in the tournament? Because I wouldn't mind Miro. I would even mind him being in the final, even winning the title, even if it's just for a cup of coffee and you come back and he loses it to MJF next. They're doing something with him. My guy's been doing so many promos. He's almost like the new Aleister Black, or he's just, in the shadows doing the promo. Luckily, he's not asking people to knock on his door.
Yeah. Genuinely, this has been one of the more baffling things in AEW this year. Like, since he came back, I would have Miro wrestling on TV like every other week.
Or just have him face Wardlow.
Yeah. Anything. Like,
something,
anything. Give me.
Even Wardlow.
I want Miro content.
And I don't want to jump around, but even Wardlow was cut a promo saying like, he's red hot. They're saying he's falling off. It's still his world. Yeah, then put Miro in his world. Come on.
Oh, poor guy. But yeah, that was a backstage deal. We then got Madison Rayne versus Serena Deeb. Oh, this was a pretty solid little match. I mean, I think Serena Deeb is among like the best in-ring performers in honestly all of wrestling, but certainly in women's wrestling. She's fantastic. And this was a match where they did a lot of counters and they really played that up on commentary. Madison Rayne managed to avoid the detox and they were talking about it. I think Serena Deeb can't believe that her finisher was countered. And eventually she had to resort to her Tequila Sunrise. I don't know.
Conan. Yeah, it is. Is it Serenity Lock? I think that's what it's
the Serenity Lock. Yeah. That's right. With the arm trap, single leg crab.
It was with Tequila Sunrise to me.
Yeah.
He's the first one that used to use the move. But what made me laugh is they're both coaches. coaches in the women's division. So obviously she'd be more of a formidable opponent for her. So the whole thing of her being shocked, I guess it plays into her character being arrogant and thinks she's better than everyone. But Madison Rayne had a better performance in this match, which is not shocking because Serena Deeb is known as one of the best wrestlers. Could you believe it? The WWE has Serena Deeb that long, and all she did was shave her head bald and then get fired because she drank alcohol in real life. She drank some beer 52s. I mean, come on.
Beer52.com/WrestleTalk. Get your 8 free beers, only paying for shipping and postage. Thank you very much, Beer52. Thank you very much, Sat. Yeah, stupid time that was. Let's just decide kayfabe is real for like a month and then never again. Meanwhile, Undertaker's been turned into a vegetable.
Lol.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, good times 2010. Remember that?
Pickle taker. Pickle taker. He turned into vegetable.
Oh my God. Cucumbers, actually. He hates those.
He does.
Yeah.
You like cucumbers?
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah.
You can eat it in front of him and see how he reacts.
Yeah, I'll just take a big bite. I don't know if I could do that. Just take a bite out of a cucumber.
They use a big boop. Oh.
Anywho, yeah, Serena Deeb won this match. It was a solid little match. Backstage, Lexi Nair interviewed Jade Cargill, and they basically just said, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, of course I beat Athena. Give me opponent number 38, 39, 40, all the way to 50.
Stokely's not there anymore. That's another thing. Like, you know what? Jade has reached that point where she doesn't need Mark Sterling or Stokely, but I would like some sort of resolution. Not like, one day they're not together anymore. Let's just forget that happened. But another thing I was going to mention, the pacing of the backstage interview was weird. Lexi Nair, for some weird reason, has got teleportation powers, because after she interviews Jade, what's next? Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
It went, I was like, wait, they're having this girl working overtime. And then Hobbs is now introducing new catchphrases and new nicknames.
The Book of Hobbs.
The Book of Hobbs, guys. Read it up. I heard there's 10,000 pages about spine busters and then how to turn on your friends and, and regiment for your shoulder traps and having big pecs. And also being a monster, somebody like Space Jam.
He's the perfect guy to learn from, honestly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got the main event of the show, that being Claudio Castagnoli against Dax Harwood for the ROH World Championship. And this was a delightful little wrestling match, no matter what Ollie Davis might say, because he's a madman.
What do you mean? He doesn't like Claudio matches?
I mean, he made a point in the office talking about this match, like, well, it's just wrestling for the sake of wrestling. And I was like, what does that mean? All wrestling is wrestling for the sake of wrestling.
Yeah,
I get it that it doesn't have like a really in-depth angle and storyline attached to it, but like you hear that match and I will tune in to see it. Maybe not everybody else will, but I enjoy it.
The fact you said you tune in to watch it goes to show you that how much of Dax Harwood has become a formidable singles wrestler over the last year, to the point where this matchup did excite a lot of people.
This to me would have been like a perfect match to be like the main event of Final Battle or something like that. Like whatever the next ROH show that they decide to promote is, I almost would have saved it for that, because otherwise they played up the history that they had from Death Before Dishonor, where the FTR was confronted by Claudio and Wheeler Yuta as a potential upcoming tag team match. I don't know when we're gonna get that match. It might be on a Rampage. I don't know.
I don't want it doing a Rampage, because the World Champion should not be tagging for the title.
I agree.
Why, if you had to take the title for Jonathan Gresham, do something with it. Make the title sacred, make the title pure.
No, that's a different title. There's already
the foundation.
A title.
The foundation. Bring back the tradition.
Bring back Tracy Williams.
Bring back Tracy Williams.
But needless to say, this match was great. I mean, it shouldn't be shocking. These two guys are absolutely fantastic. They wrestle very complementary styles of each other, where they don't necessarily need to be technical, but they can just be hard hitting and transition between those.
They
transition
smack
into
the crap out of each other.
Absolutely, they did. And I love that this match was just them battling over sharpshooters.
Yes.
Both guys that use sharpshooters and do good sharpshooters.
Not the Rock kind.
Not the Rock, not the Natalia kind.
You don't like Natalia's?
Natalia doesn't do a good sharpshooter, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
She crosses the legs the wrong way.
You don't like Canadian women. I just realized that. First Aliyah, now Natalia. What is wrong with you attacking Canadian women today?
I love Trish.
Everyone loves Trish. If you say you don't like Trish, I would have said your mask is on too tight. But yeah, you redeemed yourself there. But man, today you've been going hard on these Canadian women.
Well, just do a good sharpshooter.
Is there any other Canadian woman that can impress you right now? Because I feel like you're just going in on the current generation. They're just not impressing you. Chelsea Green? No.
Canadian women. I like Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be Taya.
Taya Valkyrie, Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them, yeah. There's a lot of talent out there. It's just not elite.
I don't know, I'm looking at you like this. Today you just dismissed 2 Canadian women. It's like one can't do sharpshooter, the other, I don't know, no one likes her at the home state, apparently. No one likes her in the 6.
No one likes her in the 6. Zero reaction, unfortunately. Yeah, they battled over sharpshooters, and they just kind of like would trip the other and turn their sharpshooter into another sharpshooter, and eventually Claudio just beat him with a sharpshooter. Really liked this finish, and that was pretty much the show. You know, again, like, I don't feel that much attachment to the Ring of Honor title and everything right now. I'm happy to see Claudio having matches in main events and having really good performances, but I do need a little bit more than that. So, like, on that level, I do see what Ollie is saying, but at the same time, this was a very good match.
It was a very good match. I love Claudio. There's times when he talks, it sounds great, and there's other times where he sounds very stiff. He sounds stiff with his promo, and it just sounds very stilted. He needs to, like, because it's really good to talk for him, but I feel like he also wants to prove a point, like, hey, you got it wrong, I can cut a promo. Because when he talks naturally, he's fine, but I don't know. It's one of those cases, happens to a lot of people. It happens to me sometimes with the wrestling news when I get told I talk too slow. It happens. Reading someone else's words can do that to you. Oh, gosh.
Yes, a good pair of wrestling shows on this evening. A very good pair of wrestling shows that you should go out of your way to watch. There were matches on both shows that were definitely worth seeing. Let's get into the rest of your Ultra Chats.
We're going to speed through it. I'm sorry, guys.
We're going to speed through them.
Yeah.
Before we do that, because I got to remember to do this as well. Can't forget too many things. Goodness me, I already have. We've got some very important shout outs for all of our $25 and above Patreons over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. If you subscribe at the $25 and above tier, you get your own custom wrestling nickname read out on a show just like this one. So, a big thank you to Send Me to Heaven, Evan Reich. Yeah.
Always shining, Garrett Albright.
Yeah.
Jody Bus Driver, Harry.
Yeah.
The Overstepper, James Nepper.
Yeah.
That rhymes. Murderous James Murtaugh.
Yeah.
WrestleTalk's personal problem solver, Jamie Donovan.
Yeah.
Vernes El de Cemitero. You're making me speak Spanish.
Viernes el décimo tercero.
See, he is half Spanish. You can hear that. He's Canadian Spanish. Jay, you're Mexican.
Jesus Christ.
Jason Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Spoke in class today, Jeremy Smith.
Yeah.
John Jenkinson, son of Jenker.
Yeah.
Golden John Molden.
Yeah.
The easiest name to pronounce, Josh Raza. You put in parentheses, sorry. Josh Razalkis.
Almost. Josh Razowskis. Yeah.
No one else is his job. I quit now, man.
And breaking news, Justin Edelheit. Yeah.
You read those names before, innit? I
mean, of course.
No wonder. He's got advantage. I'll learn your name.
Of course. I've read these names for the last, year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cheating.
Yeah. Before we get into the last of your Ultra Chats, we want to once again say thank you to Beer 52 for sponsoring this stream. Make sure, of course, that if you're going to be drinking this weekend, make sure it's a Beer 52. You can get 8 free craft beers at beer52.com/WrestleTalk. All you need to do is pay for shipping and postage, and you will get 8 free craft beers, delicious craft beers that we cannot recommend enough. They are the drink of choice in the office anytime that we decide to consume a wee bit of alcohol. So make sure that you click on the link in the description or the top pinned comment for both of those lovely things. So, Sat, let's get into the rest of these Ultra Chats. This will be the final call for Ultra Chats, that being WrestleTalk.com/support, $5 and above. If you have any of your final thoughts on SmackDown and Rampage, or Solo Sikoa and what you'd like to see, take 2, or Solo Sikoa and what you would like to see WWE do with him, make sure you get those in right now. Alpha Wolf had a very good message that we definitely praised the first time we did this show.
We did, mate. We even shouted your name out during the show. It was good times.
Good job, Alpha Wolf. We'll do it again. So, idea, Rollins versus Reigns at Survivor Series, ladder match. Both simultaneously grab a belt. Rollins the WWE title, Reigns Universal. A way to split without pinning Reigns. Rollins versus Cody at Mania. Reigns versus Rock at Mania for the respective titles. I've seen a lot of people say that Rock and Reigns don't need the title. Yeah. I think you can make arguments either way, but I like this idea because you can get a title off Reigns without having to pin him. I think it's a perfect pardon me, a perfect use of a ladder match, and I think it would be a good way to get a title onto someone else who needs it, like Seth Rollins.
Alpha Wolfie, that was an incredible idea. Sometimes it saddens me when wrestling fans come up with a better idea than they're actually going to book it. But with Triple H in charge, who knows? Hopefully, he may have the same idea. Book it!
Book it, Trips! Furthausen says, have our town's first WWE house show on Sunday in 30 plus years. The last time was Hacksaw versus $1 Million Man in the main event. It's about 150 miles or 240 kilometers to Seattle, so not always able to go when they come around. That's a long time ago. That's a different main event.
30 years, man. 30 years that's a long time. A lot of things happen in 30 years. You grow up in that time span.
I was not born 30 years ago.
I was 30 years ago.
Enrique Jr. says, this was my first ever WWE event. Call me biased, but live that Walter match was awesome. I think you'll say that about most live Walter matches, so don't feel that you're being biased. On top of that, I got to see my younger sister fall in love with wrestling. Good job. And because of me, the only man to cheer Gable on, she is now effectively a Chad fan. You're doing the Lord's work, bro. Good job, Enrique.
Good job indeed, Enrique. Wait, the next one. Mayor Painesville Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Every time I see Imperium, I just think of you because I know you must be proud of your boys. Dan says, hello, you guys. New dawn it is in the UK and the entire Commonwealth. Historical indeed, because in something that feels like 70 years, Imperium got their theme back, kind of. For me, Sheamus vs. Gunter is the new Gotch Hackenschmidt. Fight forever.
Get out of here.
Love
man.
You.
It's the new George Hackenschmidt and Frank.
Yes, it is.
Gotch. You know what? You're right, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are so many similarities to the style of wrestling at the time.
As the Prime Minister of Painesville and me as the Governor of Painesville, I approve of this message.
All right, put that on a shirt. That's not a bad idea, actually. Kevin also writes in again to say, me. So imagine Darby winning and beating Mox because of an MJF interference, so you could build to a feud between Mox and MJF, and maybe you give Darby the win against Bryan so you can send a message after All Out, and then AEW, Sammy wins. Me. Oh. Okay, then. That's about how it goes, honestly. I didn't think Darby had a chance of winning these matches, but I thought he'd make it past the first round.
I'm shocked that he couldn't get past Sammy Guevara, but maybe it's Sammy's time.
Maybe. Maybe.
That kissing, that spinach, Popeye spinach, you make it all the way and win it.
Oh, yeah.
The boyhood dream.
The boyhood dream. Brain is gone. Absolutely gone. I apologize, chat. It's been a day. And finally, I believe this is the last one. I'll do a quick refresh to make sure we haven't missed anything.
He's nice to do that. I wouldn't refresh. I'll be like, I'll give that to Monday.
But no, Blue Jay Blaze has donated to say, great to see you, Sat and Tempest. I would love to think that Sir Christopher Lee came back to stop the live broadcast due to Tempest calling his character of Count Dooku a downgrade. Hey, I love me some Sir Christopher. I love me some
Dracula.
I was gonna say Saruman, but that works too.
And also, he was in the Thing Man.
He was also in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No, there's that film, the burning film, the film that you put a bit, the one that Nicolas Cage was in, not the bees, not the bees.
Wicker Man?
That's it. He was in the original Wicker Man. So I had to get to Nicolas Cage. I looked at his age. The bees. He's born in 95. I was like, he doesn't know what film I'm talking about. Yes, the Wicker Man. He was in the Wicker Man too. Thank you so much. Let's get to Nicolas Cage to get to the film I wanted. Isaac to Zag. Whatever that means.
And with that, this has been the WrestleTalk podcast. Take 2, apparently. I apologize for my own ineptitude. We're here much later than we would like to be. But thank you all for watching. You are the amazing, wonderful WrestleTalk community that we all love so much and could not do this without you. Thank you for the inevitable great comments I'm going to get in response to this. And we'll be back on... we'll be back next week. We'll be back with our review of Monday Night Raw on Tuesday. I believe that'll be Luke and Sullivan, I think it's Luke and Sullivan. Maybe not. We'll see.
Wait, the board game guys now doing shows?
Of course.
I'm kidding. I love Sully.
Either way, we'll be back next week for all of our typical reviews. Make sure that you stay lovely. Make sure that you drink Beer 52. Beer52.com/WrestleTalk for 8 free beers. Craft beers. Only pay for postage and shipping. Make sure you do that. It's in the pinned comment. Do it. We're out of here.
I'm Sai. I'll be back on the Sai day soon. Bye. Yes, it's me.